Have you ever wanted to play a game where you're a gun-toting, rubber-burning badass in the apocalypse? Well, today's game is for you. I'm Mr. J, and this is Laika, Aged Through Blood. In a ravaged world, left behind by humanity, anthropomorphic animals are the sole inheritors that remain on the planet's surface. A world where birds deem themselves biologically superior to any other species of animals. War was sown, resources wasted and squandered, and the various remaining non-avian species hiding from the winged menace. And who are you in this post-apocalyptic desert wasteland? Laika, a coyote whose family is cursed with immortality, rising from the grave to fight another day as her ancestors have done since their time. Serving as the guardian of her town, she's the only one allowed to venture into the wastes to gather supplies and resources. Armed with her trusty bike, arsenal of weapons and gear, she mows through birds like an animal possessed, all in order to protect her family and her town. Unfortunately for her, though, Laika's daughter, Puppy, is coming of age, and once she bleeds, the curse will pass on, and Laika will be one step closer to meeting the Grim Reaper. What shall happen to Laika on her journey to help her daughter, her town, and facing off against the birds? Only time will tell, as she braves the wastes and gets back up to fight another day until her last. All things considered, I love this game. Just like with mechas, the 1950s Stanford vibe, the post-apocalyptic wastelands, cybernetics, and everything else, I have a soft spot for stories featuring anthropomorphic characters of all sorts. And this game just happens to have two of my favorite things rolled into one. Yeah, I will admit it, I'm a fan of anthropomorphic animals in a wasteland apocalypse. Sue me. But man, does this game deliver. The art direction, the music, and the story are all absolute bangers. And I can go over all of that another time, but I know what you're here for. How does the game itself play? Well, Laika Aged Through Blood has a bit of a difficulty curve to it. Imagine a game asking you to land a motorcycle on its wheels without tipping over. Now imagine adding gunfights, parrying, reloading, and such happening at the same time as you're driving around. So not only are you practicing how to stick the landing and not eat shit, but you're also doing it while these feathery bastards are trying to put a bullet between your eyes. I won't lie, I had some difficulty with it, but the positive thing is you can practice a bit in the beginning area, so hey, you're given ample breathing room to learn the basics of driving in combat. Some advice from me: practice landing, because while parrying and reloading is cool and integral to progression, having Laika land headfirst into the ground gets very old quickly. Just remember that you need your tires to hit the surface at a reasonable speed, and everything else is child's play. There's also respawn totems, so don't feel bad if you bite it. Even if it takes you a dozen times to progress, use those dozen deaths to learn enemy patterns, how fast or slow you should hit the landing, and where you can flip around to reload your ammo. Once you hit these totems, what you shouldn't be worried about is where the next checkpoint is, but how you're going to navigate the area and deal with the enemies. Also be on the lookout for chests, resource veins, and plants. Chests and veins contain important resources to upgrade your weapons and bike, as well as building new weapons and gear to fight the birds. And plants are used to make dishes that bolster your basic abilities to make certain tasks easier for a certain time. And this here is Renato. He'll fill out sections of your map in exchange for guts and viscera you pick off the birds. The map is self-explanatory, but I should mention the currency real quick too. The birds drop their blood and guts, and probably due to the fact that almost everyone hates these guys, uses them as currency probably out of spite. I don't entirely know, I'm just trying to repace my steps through all of this, because it's been a while. Collecting bird giblets and such is like collecting enemy souls in Dark Souls. Enemies drop them, but if they kill you, then you lose them until you find them and scoop them back up. You get 2 gore bags, so you get 2 chances to get your swag back, but don't feel bad if you lose a ton of gore on your first time around. These guys drop plenty. And also, if you've played a Dark Souls game or a Souls-like, you should kind of know the feeling by now. Ugh. Oh, also, make sure on your journey that you make some candles or you buy a couple, because these giant areas here you'll see throughout the game are where you can cook, teleport, and change out your weapon loadout. So yeah, it helps to have a place where you can rest and also get back up and moving. Also, this counts as a save point, so save often. Lastly, don't forget to pick up quests and look for mixtapes. Quests give you crafting items for completion, and you will need them. And the music tapes won't unlock some secret ending or hidden area as far as I know, but they are good company while you're speeding down the wasteland and filling birds with lead. One final thing that I'm going to impart onto all of you is that this is a Metroidvania game. So if you can't get to an area or something's a little harder to do or whatnot, just play the game normally. If you get a new thing, go back to an area, see if that does something. It's like every Metroidvania. If you don't get the right tool this time, the next time I'll probably have it. So yeah, don't sweat being able to get resources or items if you can't get to them for now. Just continue on and then come back later. And with that, though, that's really all I have to say for the gameplay. As much as I love this game, I will admit this is not for everyone. No, really. The difficulty alone means unless you're willing to put time aside and learn the mechanics and put up with the combat, your average gamer or gaming journalist is going to sneer at this game like it killed their grandma. But if you're willing to give it a fair shake, some patience, and probably play it on PC, unlike me who got it for the Switch, it won't let you down. And the story? It's brutal, heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, and bittersweet. Laika trying her hardest to keep the innocence of her daughter from being snuffed out as she's coming of age. Doing her best to give Puppy hope and security in a tumultuous world. Helping her town get by another day, gathering supplies in the wastes in between shootouts, taking the ashes of those who perish naturally or by the hands of birds to rest, and providing a small bit of hope in the dour wasteland she inhabits. Watching and dealing with the occupation of the birds, the weapons of mass destruction they bring, attempting to spread their ideologies and views through force and violence, caring little for the lives of their fellow animals, mowing them down on sight, destroying habitats and nature just to bring their plans to fruition without caring for the consequences. And Laika is doing her best to balance everything as the sand keeps ticking down the hourglass to that fated day when she no longer holds on to her immortality, and her daughter carries the curse her family has held for countless generations. Hoping that she was able to do right by Puppy in the end. Hoping that the sacrifices, the hardships, and the countless battles don't lead her down the same path of trauma and forced growth like Laika's did. And it's like my dad always says, sometimes the best thing you can hope for in a given situation is that you break even. I'm Mr. J, and I'll see you guys next time, because for now, it is back to the wasteland that I go.